Okay, if you could give a piece of advice
Yep.
to that young fella right there.
There we go.
What would you what would you tell him?
It's tough because there is no way to possibly prepare for any of this. I'm still not prepared.
Right.
I mean, things continue to surprise me about this franchise and the fans, things that happen every single day. But I mean, the biggest thing I would have told him is just to enjoy and soak up every single moment because I remember at that time I was thinking, man, this is going to go on forever. It's going to be like, 5 years. Well, here we are 5 years later. And it's stinking done.
But I'm still here, man. You
are.
Can't get rid of me. I'm like glitter. Once
know.
I'm on you, you can't get me off.
Like glitter.
You can't get rid of me. I'm talking with all the cast. This is my last interview of the day, and everyone's so emotional about how this is the last one, and we're all going to miss each other. What is that aspect of being in this series that you are not going to miss? You're like, you know what? I'm done. I am glad to leave that part behind.
For me personally, it would have to be the one thing about my character that sometimes was annoying, and that's constantly have to take off his shirt.
So you're looking forward to wearing a shirt from now on?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. So what happens when you get that script in the mail? It's like, Taylor Lautner stars in shirtless.
It happens every time.
Does it?
I'll read a script and there's a shirtless scene. I'm like, he can wear a shirt in that one.
You're like Schindler's List 2. Why is there a shirtless scene in here?
Exactly.
But what the things that always fascinated me about Jacob is that if you're going to be Jacob's friend, you are going to have to accept the fact that the dude just turns into a wolf.
Yep.
It just happens.
Yep.
If someone's going to be friends with Taylor Lautner, if we're going to be friends, what is that weird, strange, unusual thing that you know what? If we're going to be friends, I'm just going to have to accept it.
Maybe the occasional, hey, can you throw a few grapes to me so I can catch them in my mouth?
Really?
Yep, swear.
How often does that happen?
Every time I see grapes.
No kidding.
Dead serious. I know. Unfortunately, I don't see any.
Bummer.
But if there was, I would be handing them to you and saying, plop a few.
Next time.
You bring them.
That was my fourth question. And now it's just getting awkward. But there's that great scene in the movie where a lot of the characters are around a campfire and they're telling kind of their great epic stories over their lives.
Yes.
Thinking about all the stories that you've acquired over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
What's your campfire story?
Ooh.
Trying to get you to think on our last question.
No, man, it's tough. I mean, I go straight to like fan encounters. I mean, because we've had some incredible ones.
Right.
And I mean, probably the one that comes to the top of my mind is this girl had me sign her arm at a fan signing with like a Sharpie. Sometimes when there's like a lot, they don't have like a paper or something.
Right.
So they're like, yeah, just sign my arm. So I signed her arm, and I guess the next day she ended up getting it tattooed to her arm. And some friend emailed me the link, and I'm like, man, why did you do that to yourself?
Good thing you're going to be successful, because otherwise, man, that would just be like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, it's been such a pleasure talking with you over the past few years, man. Can we end in a hug? Would that be awkward?
Absolutely.
Come on.